standard definition to high definition, our homes were ready to transition to HD. And that posed a little bit of a problem because the smart TV screens were capable of receiving HD signal, and we were broadcasting on standard definition. People did appear a little bit puffed up on BBS screen, and that is because of the technological change, and we could not keep up with the technological change. And now that we have transitioned to HD, we will all look slimmer. And if we should cut down on our dinner, maybe we will look even slimmer. Honorable Chief Guest, the Ambassador of India to Bhutan, Shri Sudhakar Dalela, Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and External Trade, Lumbata Litoji, the Chairman of the BBS Board of Directors, Kashik Litoji, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very important day in the history of the BBS to provide a perspective about how important this day is. Please allow me to go back to the beginning when you launched the BBS TV in 1999. On June 2nd, 1999, when you launched the BBS TV, we didn't even have a studio here in Chupachu. We had a makeshift studio in Sangego. So at 5 o'clock every evening, we had to rush to Sangego, from where we broadcast our broadcast for the evening. And it was only available for 1 hour, and it was also only available in the capital, Thimphu. So every evening, as we broadcast the news, we recorded the news on VHS tapes every evening. And the very next morning, we ferried the tapes by bus to across the country. So people in the neighboring districts of Paro and Pinaka and Ondipada, they got to watch the news the next day. And people in Mongar watched it 2 days later. And our residents in Tashugo watched the news 3 days later. And needless to say, our reporter in Tashugo also had to send the video footage, the news footage by bus from Tashugo to Timbula. So the latest news sent from Tashugo was 3 days old by the time it reached the Lungtang bus terminal. And of course, occasionally there was the bus broke down on the way, and the delay got extended by a day or two. We have come a long way ever since that day. That was 1999, and I think if you look at the technological development in the broadcast industry, things have developed by leaps and bounds, and you could not keep up with the development. And the broadcast industry has changed. Standard definition has become obsolete. I think we may be the last broadcaster to now transition from standard definition to high definition. So much so that the broadcast industry has completely stopped manufacturing standard definition equipment spare parts. And our engineers had to really struggle to maintain our aging equipment, and they had to resort to sourcing parts from discarded standard definition equipment and to maintain our aging equipment. So we had no option but to upgrade from standard definition to high definition. There was no option at all. And now if you look at the quality of TV viewing, there is a huge difference between standard definition and high definition. High definition is a lot clearer. You can instantly see the quality in the picture quality. Most of the equipment were installed only 2 months ago when you're broadcasting on standard definition. Most of the equipment were installed as far back as 2007. Some of the equipment were installed as far back as 1999. So in 2007, the bulk of the equipment we changed when we transitioned from analog broadcasting to digital broadcasting, that too with the generous support of the government of India. Now we are migrating to high definition. The project is called the Standard Definition to High Definition Upgradation Project, but the project has 5 components altogether. The main component, of course, is the upgradation of the 2 studios, one news studio and the production studio from standard definition to high definition. But the second most important component, we are also procuring and installing an outdoor broadcasting system which we will be using during the elections later this year to broadcast live the debates between and among the candidates. The third component and the fourth component, we are procuring and installing an archive system and a virtual studio. But because of the COVID, the COVID affected the global economy, so it affected the global supply chain. So therefore, the cost has risen slightly, and we had to abandon the fifth component, which was automizing the radio broadcast. But that's also because our suppliers were charging a lot more than we estimated, so we could not really award the contract for the component. But apart from this small component, we have been able to complete all the components. We received the approval for the project in October 2021. The deadline was June 2023. I'm very happy to report to the gathering here that we successfully completed the project about 2 months ago. About 2 months ago, we finished installing all the equipment and integrating all the equipment, and we carried out a trial run for 2 months. Initially, during the trial run, there were some hitches here in the studio as well as with the cable operators, but we have been able to smoothen out everything during the dry run, and now there should be no problem whatsoever. And should there be any problem, we should be able to instantly respond, because this project, unlike the other projects in the past, were not implemented through by awarding the contract to somebody else. We carried out ourselves. Our engineering staff stayed here throughout a period of 1 month, working at night after the broadcast closed, between 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning, to install all the equipment. So we installed all the equipment, we integrated all the equipment. So should there be any problem, we will be able to install everything. We would like to thank the Government of India and Governor Bhutan for the general support. We genuinely appreciate the general support, and to show our appreciation, all we can say is that we have made every single rupee count. We have made every single ultram count. Thank you very much.